Activist, politician, leader, preservationist, community member, photographer, jazz enthusiast, husband, father, grandfather. George K. Arthur was born on June 29, 1933, delivered by his own grandmother in his home on Walnut Street in the 5th Ward of Buffalo, New York. One of 3 siblings, he attended School 32, which was the first public school in Buffalo to be integrated. He graduated from Seneca Vocational High School in 1951. During high school, George K. Arthur was popular with his peers, was involved in school organizations, sports, and served as a photographer for school publications. He was the first African American student to graduate from Seneca Vocational High School with a major in photography. George K. Arthur was drafted into the U.S. Army Signal Corps in 1953 and was honorably discharged in 1955. He had originally planned to move to California to study photography after leaving the service, but instead returned to Buffalo to marry his love, Frances Bivens. The couple had 3 children, Hugh, Janice, and George Jr. When George returned to Buffalo, he took night classes at UB's Millard Fillmore School while working at places like Bethlehem Steel and REA Express. He also worked as a photo technician for Phototech Studios, where he honed his craft in photography. In 1964, George K. Arthur won a seat on the Erie County Board of Supervisors, where he served until 1967. From 1970 to 1976, he worked for the New York State Office of Drug Abuse at the Old Maston Park as a narcotics counselor. He earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science from Empire State College in 1977. George K. Arthur worked diligently as an advocate for civil rights. In collaboration with the Buffalo branch of the NAACP and the Citizens Council for Human Relations, he was one of the plaintiffs in a lawsuit brought against the city of Buffalo in an effort to desegregate all of the Buffalo public schools. In 1976, they won, which allowed for other cities throughout the country to begin their own suits for desegregation. Throughout his years, George K. Arthur continued his public service as a representative for Buffalo's Ellicott District on the Buffalo Common Council, president of the Buffalo Common Council, chair of the Citizens Advisory Commission on Reapportionment, secretary to the Buffalo Fiscal Stability Authority, and chair of the Erie Council Charter Revision Commission. In 1985, he was one of only 3 African Americans in the city's history at the time to pursue the office of mayor of Buffalo. George K. Arthur ran in the mayoral race as the endorsed candidate for the Democratic Party. As part of a 3-way race, he lost to the incumbent Jimmy Griffin. In 2008, George K. Arthur had the honor of serving as a Barack Obama delegate to the Electoral College. Believing in the value and importance of Buffalo's Black history, George K. Arthur also served as the president and treasurer of the Michigan Street Preservation Corporation and oversaw the conservation and upkeep of Reverend J. Edward Nash's home in Buffalo, which has been preserved as a historical site and museum.
So Buffalo was a prime spot for civil rights and for the advancement of civil rights.
A self-proclaimed jazz enthusiast, George K. Arthur played a large part in the creation of the Pine Grill Jazz Reunion, which, since 1989, has brought the community together through free concerts that celebrate the local, national, and international artists who carry forward the traditions and legacy of jazz. Throughout his life, the Buffalo community has honored George K. Arthur for his service. He has been recognized through such honors as the Red Jacket Award from the Buffalo and Erie County Historical Society, the NAACP Medgar Evers Award, the YMCA Jackie Robinson Award, the Buffalo Special Police Man of the Year Award, Erie County Legislator Citizen of the Month, and the Buffalo Urban League Evan and Young's Honor. His likeness has been preserved on the Albright Knox project, the Freedom Wall, which is part of the African American Heritage Corridor at Michigan Avenue and East Ferry Streets in Buffalo. There is a community center and a school named after him as well. George K. Arthur's fervor and love of life was not just shown in his actions toward his community, but also through his photography. Taking pictures was his passion, and especially in his later years, George K. Arthur showed the world what he saw through his eyes, the real, the raw, and the breathtaking. On Christmas Day of 2020, at the age of 87, one of Buffalo's greatest men passed away quietly after living a life of selfless service and being a beacon of strength, courage, and light to his community. George K. Arthur is survived by his wife, 3 children, and 5 grandchildren. Buffalo is blessed to have had the man who was George K. Arthur. His smile and personality, as well as his heart and his courage, were all a part of what makes Buffalo so great. He is a prime example of why we are the city of good neighbors. His positive impact and belief in a good future for this city was profound and will live on in Buffalo for generations. Courage is daily. George K. Arthur.